Yes, 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 people. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode, another exciting one with my man Eze. How you doing today, man?
Dog, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Happy to be here.
I appreciate it, man. It's always love when you come through. I really appreciate you coming on today. I know tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so we're doing the show
Yeah,
one
man.
day early.
Yeah, man. Valentine's Day is coming. I have a few ideas what I'm gonna get the girl. So
Ooh,
I
okay.
got a few ideas. I can't let it out the bag. I can't let the people know just yet. But they can check my Twitter, my Instagram when it comes out.
Oh, sounds good, man. Yo, let us know what the socials are for sure.
No, for sure. I'll drop that. Drop that. But
Exactly.
there's some good games today, man. Some good
Yeah, I
games.
know, man. So definitely, this is a match review for obviously the two biggest games today: Leicester City versus Liverpool, and Manchester City versus Tottenham. I almost said Manchester United there. Yeah, but let's just start with Liverpool, man. How you feeling? What's your take on what's going on with Liverpool? Because
Dog,
they're still struggling.
I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it. Um, is anybody? Are they missing players? I don't know. Like,
Well,
I'm
their
trying to figure it
defense,
out.
they've been missing their whole defense, right? With
Yeah, I
Van
know Van
Dijk
Dyke's
and
Van
then
Dyke's there.
Gomez.
Oh, and
Gomez
Gomez
has
as
been
well.
injured as well, and then you had what's his name? Allison was injured for a bit, and then recently came back,
Yeah,
but he's better off injured because he's been making some crazy mistakes.
like, even if I pull up Liverpool on my thing here, they're not scoring many goals, man. They're not scoring a lot of goals. So
Yeah, they're
even though
struggling.
the defense is weak, they should be just like it should be like a firefight. They should be scoring a lot more goals. Something like 3-2, 3-3 games maybe, but they've been poor, man. Very
Yeah,
poor.
they had the one good game, the 4-1 score. I think that was against who did they play when they had the 4-0, the 4-1 scoreline?
Okay, let me see. So I'm looking at it right now. So
No, it
they
wasn't Arsenal. It couldn't have been Tottenham. I don't think it
no
was.
they won 3-1 against Tottenham.
Yeah,
4-1 against Villa.
that was it. 4 against Villa. Yeah, I think that was their last. Well, that's crazy because Villa had schooled them like 7-1. Remember
Yeah, that's right. That's
in
right.
the first leg. So that's
Exactly.
crazy. Like, what do you think it's down to? Do you feel it's maybe? I know a lot of teams have a lot of injured players. So
Yeah,
I can understand, especially when it's your back line. You look at other teams that have had very shaky back lines, like Chelsea, for example. During Lampard's time, you had Manchester United were dealing with the same backline issue. Do you feel like maybe these players are also like mentally exhausted and just because think about they've been going for 3 seasons,
yeah.
been going hard.
This
The
is
first
hard for
season,
seasons. Yeah,
yeah.
because
So
the first season they went hard, lost to City, they almost had 100 points and lost to City. The
yeah,
next year they went off, won the Champions League. Following year won the Premier League by a landslide margin. Then this year, like there's something to be said because like I think teams are like this is really cliche and stuff to say, but I'll say it anyway. Like when teams see Liverpool on their schedule, like they go into that game 100%. Like they're gonna go at it because they're the champions, right? And with all
yeah,
that extra burden of getting every other team's best shot, must have some kind of effect. You're not gonna come out 4 seasons in a row unscathed, right? Like you have to get your lumps. It's the Premier League, and of
yeah.
course the defense has a major impact as well. Van Dijk might be the best player in the Premier League. Period. It's really I would
He's
say
the
like
LeBron James, man. He's the LeBron
yeah.
James of soccer
Of
for
soccer,
sure.
if you go pound for pound, like who plays his position like better, right? Than he plays his position better than anybody else in the Premier League, right? So
Yeah.
you lose that, it's hard not to see why they're in the position they're in now. But let's hear your thoughts.
Well, for me, like it's hard. Obviously, as a Manchester United fan, I love to see this. I love to see
Yeah.
Liverpool. I was actually talking to my Liverpool buddy. He was supposed to come on last week, but he said he was too upset. So I was like, "That's the
Coward.
perfect time to come on, man. That's the perfect time to come on."
Yeah, man.
But I think it has to do with mental fatigue. I think that really
Mhm.
comes down to it because you look at all the great teams. 3 seasons is a long time. to keep up that kind of run, especially I'll say except for City. City, they've been dominant in the EPL for about 10 years now. But I think the mistake that Liverpool made is they never really reinforced on this team. If you notice they got Van Dijk. I think it was the end of the first season where they came second. They had Van Dijk, right? And then last season, I always was saying this, they were always one injury away from collapsing.
That's right.
They were the one fortunate team that had no injuries last season. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when everyone is saying, like, all the pundits are like, oh, Liverpool, they have a lot of injuries, they're missing their back line. I'm like, I don't care, because every other team had to deal with that. Like Chelsea, you guys had to deal with the transfer ban.
Yeah.
Manchester United, we had like literally everyone injured. I remember there was the one time where Rashford was carrying that team week in, week out before Christmas. And I remember like there was an announcement that McTominay could be fit for a game. And everyone was rejoicing. Because we were so like the entire team was just done, like on the injury list, right? So we've all been there. I think every team went through that last season. You know, you think about Tottenham with Kane and Son were out for like 2 months of the season.
Yeah,
so to me, and I've always said it, like Liverpool, they had always been just their starting 11. I never felt their bench were threatening, like Origi off the bench, Shaqiri off the bench. To me, that's not.
It sounds good, yeah.
But
the one good signing. Remember when in the beginning of the season, Diogo Jota, he was going off to start the season.
Yeah,
and they made a few lineups where they had him. They had who they put up top, Salah up top, and then him on the right. Some kind of variation of that. But after Jota, like your team's looking real. You got Milner next. You got Origi next. Everybody after that point is pretty terrible. Right?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised with Thiago though. He's really struggled to fit into Liverpool.
Yeah, it is odd. I love Thiago. When I was watching Thiago play last year, because we played Bayern. Chelsea played Bayern. Ended up losing. I think it was 7-1 on aggregate. It was just a murder.
Oh, Thiago, I do remember that.
It was bad, bro. It was. I didn't want to talk about it, but it happened. But Thiago was just controlling that entire midfield. Like when he receives the ball, like it's hard to pinch it off. I just have that glued to his feet. His passing is obviously amazing, great vision, but I think more so the dribbling was what really caught my eye. And then now in the Premier League, I guess you have less time on the ball, so he's not as used to that kind of, constant pressure. But if anybody could adjust to it, I thought he would be able to, but clearly he's having a little bit of issues.
Yeah. What's crazy? I know a lot of fans are saying Firmino needs to go. There's a fan base that just don't like Salah. They just feel he's not good enough. Yeah, which is crazy, man. Like there's a lot of, when you're watching a lot of the fan cams, and there's a lot of Liverpool fans that just don't feel Salah is good enough.
Really?
And for me, yeah, which is crazy. But for me, I don't think the issue is their front three. As much as it sounds crazy, I think the issue is their midfield. Obviously, the defense is an issue, which everybody knows. But I'm guessing that Van Dijk is coming back soon, from what I'm hearing. Okay. He might be back just in time to get fit for the Euros.
Yeah.
And then hopefully Gomez can come back. Well, not hopefully, but if you're a Liverpool fan, you would be hoping that Gomez can come back. I don't really think they need to reinforce. I know they just bought, what's this guy's name?
The center back.
Yeah, the center back. What's his name? Kobe or something like that. Or something like that. Yeah, from Turkey, the Turkish guy. They just bought him. So which is good. I think they're good in that. It's their midfield they really need to look at. I know they have Diego Jota in there when he's fit. They need to figure out a way to incorporate Thiago, because right now he's looking lost in there, man.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. But even Liverpool's style of play, they press high, super high off the pitch. Because I remember when they played us, like Van Dijk was even past the halfway line. They were all the way, end of the pitch. So I don't know what it is. Like maybe teams just understand. Like when you play Liverpool, there's going to be an onslaught. Just defend as long as possible. And they play such a high line. Sooner or later, you will get a chance.
Yeah,
if
that's
you're
exactly what Leicester City did today, man.
yeah,
And big ups to Leicester, by the way. Any Leicester City fans watching out there, big ups to you guys. Because in the first half,
exactly.
I messaged the soccer group I'm in. I'm like, why is Leicester City respecting Liverpool way too much? They're giving them way too much respect. But it worked out in their favor, right? It was like you said, the counter attacks was just deadly.
There, yeah, it's just there. And plus, when you don't have a guy like Gomez is extremely quick. Van Dijk is extremely quick. Like I watched a few videos on their team, and they're asking who's the fastest player, like end to end without the ball, and they said
Yeah.
Gomez and Van Dijk are the fastest players on the team without the ball. Like,
no way, faster than Mane?
Yeah, that's what they're saying, man. That's what they're saying.
Oh, geez, that's crazy, man. I guess Mane is actually not that fast. He just looks fast on the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
He's kind of like Messi. He's like Messi on the ball, where it's just like low gravity. It's hard to get the ball off him, but
exactly, yeah,
it makes him look quicker than he actually is.
No, for sure. And plus, if you're bobbing down the wing with the ball, you have to have a certain level of skill to even keep the ball in your relative vicinity while you're running down the wing, right? So it's a lot of that incorporated with it. And plus, Van Dijk's 6'4", like he has these like long strides. So all these little chops they're running around with, he can just make it in one go.
Yeah, and then do a spike tackle or something.
Yeah, exactly, right. So you can play a high line. We have Gomez and Van Dijk in there because they can track back. They'll plug up the gaps and stuff. But when they're not there, and you're already playing against Vardy, one of the fastest guys in the league, we're gonna run into some issues.
Yeah, that's true. And I think Alisson as well, he doesn't trust that back line because it doesn't seem like there is much of a communication going on in terms of, like when he ran out for that ball and clashed into the new guy, the Turkish guy. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on there? But like I've always said, I think I said in the last recording, I said it on Monday too, was I'm never quick to be like harsh on goalies, especially goalies of like the Alisson level, the De Gea level, because at the end of the day, those guys have proved themselves week in, week out, seasons over seasons, right? So for me, I look at it as what's in front of them, right? And which it all explains it. Like Manchester United, we're going through a defensive a defense crisis right now. Whereby if Bailly is not on that field, it's just like Dumb and Dumber between Maguire and Lindelof. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, man, it's crazy. And I think Chelsea, you guys have the same. I feel like you guys keep chopping and changing your defense a lot too. So you guys. Yeah. You've been good though. You've been good on the Tuchel, which we will touch on that in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll touch on that because I know we haven't talked since Tuchel came in.
Come on.
It was crazy that we did that recording on the Sunday. And I think it was Monday morning. It was like breaking news.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy, and it made we're gonna touch on it more moving forward. But it was crazy that like everything we were like, he needs to go now. He has to happen now, or else we can't rebound. And then the next day, boom. It's like I think me and Roman, I have his number, so I sent him a text. He did the rest.
Yo, what did I say though? I said, Chelsea, you guys have an owner that wants to win. Yeah, and that's why you guys will always, I always relate it to, the American economy. They'll always be the first to crash, but the first to bounce back because they take risk. They're all about the money, the Benjamins. It's none of this, all for the people nonsense. It's literally we're there for the money. We'll crash and burn, but we'll rebuild just as quick as we crashed. Sure. You know what I mean? So
I like you brought that up. I love talking economics. If you want to do another economics podcast, put me on there. I'm signing up right now.
Hey, trust me. Well, now that you mentioned it, though, I'm actually been thinking of doing another segment that's not football related, where I'll be doing a lot of like financial advice and stuff.
That's what's up.
So definitely would. Yeah, definitely would. It definitely would be a guest to come on for sure.
That'd be sweet. Sweet. So, yeah. I see a lot of these other posts about it, and it's good to get like a Canadian perspective, as well. That'd be good. But yeah,
exactly. Yeah, definitely Canadian perspective. But yeah, man. Where do you see Liverpool going from here? Because now, with the way things are shaping up, top four might actually be a stretch.
I know
for them.
I just had this up just now, man. So I was looking at the table, and Liverpool's what? Liverpool's fourth right now. They're 1 point ahead of us, but they played one more game. So if we win our next game, we go fourth, they go fifth. And then West Ham has the same proposition. If they win their next game as well, they leapfrog Liverpool as well, right?
Yeah.
My thing is, Klopp is still there, right? You still have Salah, Mane, say what you want about Firmino, Henderson. The team is still good. When Chelsea was going through a rough patch, everybody was trying to say the sky's falling. Everybody was coming for our necks. It's never as bad as people think it is, right? Like what was I saying again? How does it go now? I have to remember. You're never as good as they say you are, but you're never as bad as they say you are. Right? You know what I mean? So I think they'll be okay. Leicester's gonna inevitably crumble like they always do. Man U is a pile of garbage, so I'm taking Liverpool. I'll take a Liverpool third, Man U second, and then Leicester fifth, Chelsea fourth.
Yeah, you know what? That's I could definitely see that happening. It's kind of like the race from last season too, right? Where
they did. That's what they did last time. Like
they
got to show me something different.
Yeah, and I think you know what with Manchester United, I think the issue that we're having this season, it's more of we're beating the smaller teams, or at least we're scraping by the smaller teams. It's the big six that we're struggling with. So that's why I feel that United will drop points, but I think top three is a must. It's for sure. I think it's almost not in the bag, but it's still quite a lot of games going.
Yeah.
But I think Chelsea, you guys can definitely, especially you guys have been on a good run of form. And it's not just when we talk about good form, you guys are actually playing good football. It's not it's not just like when you looked at Tottenham. Remember when Tottenham at the beginning of the season, they were first place, and
all that
knew that was not going to last because they were not the football that Tottenham was playing wasn't reflecting the results that they were getting. 100%. If that makes sense, right? And the same thing with you can have that same argument with Manchester United is like the football is dead, is boring, but we're nicking results, right? So there's always that bogey team that just runs away with the luck, I guess.
Yeah, no, it kind of is what it is. Manu will be. You guys will be top three. You guys will be top three. Even though you are Man U, but you'll be top three.
You know what? And that's crazy. Like, I still, especially teams like you said with Liverpool, they have Mane, they have obviously one of the best coaches in the world in Klopp.
Yeah.
You can never write them out, right? At the end of the day, there's still how many games left? There's still about 14 games left in the league. So that's a lot of games, and then you have internationals that are back. God, I hate internationals, man. I hate international. I just hate the break. I just hate.
I want to keep it
going a whole weekend. Sorry,
but the NBA is still on. So whenever there's no games on the weekend, I just turn that on.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but when like your team there's that momentum, you just hate when it has to you have to pause and wait for a whole week to 100%.
This break's actually good for Liverpool, to be honest. I think they just need a little restart. It's like a couple weeks or something. You play who's the next team they're playing anyway? Let me just look at that.
I played Atletico, I think. Atletico Madrid.
RB Leipzig is what it shows on here.
I was gonna say that was last season.
Oh yeah, is this moved? It's grayed out. I think they may have moved it because of the restrictions in Germany.
Yes, that's what they were saying. Even Dortmund might not be able to play.
Either. Okay, yeah. So I think that's what they did. So their next game would then be February 20th against Everton, which is a tough game. But then after that, you play Sheffield, you play Fulham, right? So you go into Everton, you got a 1-1 draw. You destroy Sheffield United, you destroy Fulham. You come in there with some momentum. What I mean? There's a lot of ways they can get back to where they need to be. This guy hasn't fallen just yet.
Exactly, like you said, I think the Champions League is really going to be that break for them to, it's in Europe, it's refreshing, and then they can kind of refocus. And it's a good thing that I thought they were playing Atletico Madrid. I was like, that's a team they don't want to play right now, even though Felix is injured, but still. Suarez is on fire, man. Not with that defense they have.
Honestly, I'd be
Suarez will be bagging hat tricks all day. It would be bagging hat tricks. But yeah, man, I think Liverpool, I think it's catching up to them, man. I think the high intensity football. Over with City as well, they kind of fell off last season. Obviously,
Mhm.
Pep lost his mom, and then COVID happened. So I think there's a lot of things that happened with Man City, and they were also still trying to find a defender, which they finally have in Diaz. So
Yeah.
I think it takes time, right? I think every team needs that break because City was in that same position where, by the way, just going like intense, and then
Yeah.
sometimes you need to you burn out and you just need to regroup. So I feel like Liverpool, they need to invest this summer if they have any chances to do
Yeah.
anything next season for sure.
1,000%. 1,000%. I just want to add
Yeah.
one quick thing, right? So I remember when I actually began watching soccer, right? After the season ends, there's like a month and a half break before you're gonna get to the friendlies, right? Like between
Yeah.
the seasons, like it's a very short break in between. These guys are pretty much going almost all year round. It's kind of
Yeah.
nuts. With other sports, like with football, you're away for 4 months,
Oh
right?
yeah, easily.
Season, right? So it's not it's easy to see why they get into these kind of ruts, right? Why they get into at least you pick up these injuries and you get on the bad run of form. It makes sense because they're just going. Some of these guys play 90
Yeah.
minutes every single week for 3 months straight, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think,
but they'll be
yeah.
back. They'll be all right.
And that's actually a great point that you made because you look at COVID was a huge thing. Yes, we had the 2 months off,
Yeah.
and then soccer resumed, and then they only had what? They only had like 2 weeks before
Before it
the
started.
season restarted, and if you were in the European tournaments, you basically had maybe like 1 week off
Mm-hmm.
before the league started again. But let's rewind the clock before COVID. If you ever notice the years after a major tournament, like the World Cup or the Euros,
Mm-hmm.
a major tournament, there's always a dip in form with the big sides because
Yeah.
they played all summer and then their main stars didn't really get to have preseason with them because they needed that 2 weeks of preseason
Yeah.
to actually recoup and for the
Yeah.
season. So it's nothing new. It's not surprising, but yeah.
No, it makes sense. What do you think about City? That it's like they're
Oh
running away with this.
man. Like who's gonna stop City? Like
It's out of
who is
control.
gonna stop City, man?
So Kevin De Bruyne didn't play this game. That's correct, right?
Yeah.
No Aguero still, right? Like, and then all of a sudden, Gundogan. This guy is like a bona fide like stud now, bro. It's nuts. How many games in a row has he scored now? It's
They
like
say he scored 8 goals in 9 games.
8 goals in 9 games from midfield, like
Wow,
from
he's
center
top, he's the
midfield.
top goal scorer right now in the league.
He's
I
get the
think,
hell
yeah,
out.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Get the hell out of here. Let me see stats. I'm pulling them up.
Yeah,
No,
I think
okay, so
that he was top goal scorer.
no, top goal scorer is
Oh, actually, sorry, he scored the most in the last
yeah, because top goal scorer is Salah 17 is what it's showing me here.
Salah had scored 17 goals this season.
That's what it's showing here.
Oh wow, that's wild.
Unless it's last season stat, but it says 17 goals, 13 for Bruno, 13 for Calvert-Lewin. That makes sense to me, to be honest.
Okay, so I guess maybe it's probably in recent.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, recently, yeah, he's
year, maybe. Might have been the calendar year, maybe. That's probably what they said.
yeah, because they're saying Rashford has scored 5. Bruno has scored, I think, 6. Then who else was on that list? Who else was on that list? I think Salah was on that list too.
That's still.
But yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like from out of nowhere. Like I remember City was struggling at the beginning of the season, like everybody was,
Mhm.
right? And then they just like snapped. That's crazy, man. Like
That's the thing, bro. It makes sense. And like one thing about City, so I'm not like if Chelsea didn't win every year, I don't like City. I don't care. Like I really don't care for them at all.
yeah.
But they're not Man U, they're not Tottenham, they're not Liverpool, so I'm okay with them. I don't know any of their fans, so if they win it one year, it's no skid off my back. So I'm actually happy they're first, and Man U got it first, and Liverpool isn't, because it doesn't affect me too much. You know what I mean? And all their fans, and to be honest, this is a public service. All their fans are plastic fans, man. If you're a City fan, you're plastic. You heard it here first.
Well, they said they can't fill out their stadium anyways, so
No, there's no way they built their stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, like if you go to Manchester, like it's hard to find a Man City fan. Apparently, there
Yeah,
isn't many, which makes sense, right? Like Manchester was red for a very, very long time, so
yeah,
you can't really fault that. But
yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
know.
crazy, man. Like, what did you take on? So the penalty, the first goal, which was a penalty.
Yeah,
What was your take on that? Did you feel that was a bit soft of a call? Because he was kind of like Gundogan had he had miscontrolled the ball,
hmm
and I think what's his name was trying to stop,
yeah,
and then he just kind of slipped and fell.
yeah. I think wasn't it like his back foot like caught him? Like
Yeah,
it was like a double. Honestly, like we've already set this precedent with the fouls, with the penalty calls. So I think it wouldn't make sense if they didn't call this one and they've called soft ones like this before in the past, right? That'd be an issue, right? I'm
yeah,
okay with them having a hard line rule on penalties where as soon as you touch and breathe on them, it's a foul. Fine with me, as long as you keep that same standard the whole way through. If they
yeah,
start pivoting and changing things too much, I think that's why you run into some issues.
yeah. That's true. But I think overall, though, like I think penalties have become it's such a soft call now. Did you hear Mourinho's comment at the
What do you
end?
say?
He said something like, "What was it again?" Someone posted it. He said something like, "Oh crap, I can't remember it." Uh, what did he say about the VAR? And he was all like, was somebody's hair? It was like
Oh,
someone's hair strand or something like that was off line. But he made a funny joke about it.
okay.
Let's see here.
I'm trying to find it here. What is? Oh, I heard somebody was like, "Yeah, I'm glad I didn't shave my ass the other week. I was on an offside or something."
Yeah, something like
One
that.
guy said that before. I was like, "Oh, that's facts."
That is so true though. But it is what it is, right? Like it's I don't know, man. Like I said it a while ago. I think VAR, even though that wasn't really a VAR call, that
hmm
was the ref had made a decision about it. I think VAR is going to not ruin football, but I think it's really going to take away from the natural element
It
of,
will.
you know, and I think we're seeing it become more like American football where there's
Oh, it's
too much
flags.
stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very flat, right?
Yeah.
And another thing too that's going to be sad is there's going to be so many wonder goals that are going to get disallowed
Yeah, because somebody was had his
just
pictures out.
because of that person's, whether it was you had long hair and it passed the offside line. You know what I mean? It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy to in the next couple of years, and I think the defenders are becoming softer too because
I don't know. There's
it's
no
so
one
easy
breaking.
to go down, right? It's so easy for someone to go down. So it's like, what's the point defending if
Let me know if you do this as well. Let me know if you do this too. Every time my team scores a goal, like I look at it, the ball goes in. I don't even celebrate yet. I just wait and look for the replay and see if it was offside. I can't even celebrate, bro, because I just like
it's
hard.
so true,
If
man?
you celebrate and it ends up being disallowed, like you look like an idiot. You know what I mean? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
literally. Oh my goodness, that kind of reminded me of the Rants and Saeed show when Saeed went viral because this was the game against I think it was against Everton. Yeah, the game against Everton. Remember, it was like 3-2 last minute.
Oh yeah, last minute goal.
He's all on camera. He's all like 3 points in the bag, baby. 3 points in the bag, baby. But it was funny because as I was watching him say it, they had just equalized. So
I
he
you
was
still watch because it's
three
delayed.
points in the bag. Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
delayed, like him and Ranta delayed like a good 2 minutes. And then the next minute you just see, what the hell? Like he goes up in this high pitched voice.
Oh,
Like it was so funny, man. Like his kid went viral on Twitter.
I love that. I love that stuff. I love it when I used to watch the Arsenal fan TV ones when they're outside the stadium after they like literally. I would check the scores, see if Arsenal lost. If they won, I wouldn't watch anything. If they
Yeah.
lost, I go on AFTV, see the reactions, just to just to see
Yeah.
what's up.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, that guy kills me, man.
Oh,
Troops. Yeah, Troops
Troops,
kills
yeah,
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Troops. And
left
what's the other
City.
guy's name? The short guy. He kills me.
The black guy, right?
Sorry?
The black guy, the short black guy,
Yeah,
that dude. I can't remember his
yeah,
name either.
yeah.
There's a lot
He's jokes.
like, if Arsenal lose 12-0, you'll be like, honestly, there's a lot of positive thing out of that game. Not a positive. You
Yeah.
gotta stay strong. Like,
He's
no,
like
they
the
lost
polar opposite
12.
of troops, man.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, like you were saying, what's his name? Gundogan, man. That what the hell was Sanchez doing there, bro? Like I had it on my what's it called? I did like a little video thing on my on TikTok.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I did like a replay of him like falling head first.
Dog. Do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of that when Messi made Boateng fall in the Champions League. Remember that?
Oh, that
It
was
looked,
bad,
it
man.
looked funny,
That
so
was
we need to do a side-by-side comparison because he wasn't
I,
even close to the ball, bro. He wasn't even close
yeah.
to the ball at all.
Oh, dude, I do remember that. That like I think Boykins' career was done after that.
Yeah, he was done.
I think that was it. That was the end of his career.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy was doing, man. Like, but like, that was a great ball by the
Oh,
goalkeeper.
geez, by what's his name? The goalie.
The ball, Ederson.
Edison. Yeah,
Yeah,
Edison.
beautiful ball. Controlled it
And the way he
perfect.
just like landed on him, like just landed for him to just control it,
Yeah.
do the dick, boom, gone.
Right in the
Like
bottom corner.
crazy.
That was beautiful. Well,
Look at the control, man. The control was just like so composed.
Yeah.
It was not even like he was nervous because if that was Jesus or somebody else, they'll probably fumble it, right?
Yeah. Jesus
and
is
the confidence to do that.
That's a good point you bring up. Like Jesus, when he plays, he seems real like jittery. You know, it seems like he wants to do so much. You know, he has so much energy.
Yeah,
He wants to kind of like do every kind of trick and then dip. And I'm like, Doc, just bring it down. Man.
yeah.
Bring it down. You're good. You know?
But I think you know what, Jesus as well. He's been under so much criticism ever since he's been at City, right? Just because he has to keep up with Aguero, which his stats show you that he's probably the best number 9 that EPL has ever seen, right?
Yeah.
So that's somebody who he's trying to compete with, and then Pep doesn't give him enough. Pep gives him enough chances, especially with Aguero injured, but I don't feel like Pep really, really believes in him, to the best of his ability. So
I think Pep knows. Like he knows what he's won enough titles to know what he needs. I don't think anything wrong with it with Juan Jesus, but Pep knows what fits his team structure, and it seems like a square peg round hole type of situation with him.
Yeah.
I think he wants a guy like Haaland. When Haaland becomes available, we need to hold get that dude, man.
That's the guy that I think will be a better fit for him, because people have that debate, Haaland or Kane. To me right now, Kane is in that point. He's got to make a big move this summer.
You think so?
Yeah, he has to.
Have you been hearing things, or is that what you think?
No, I'm just thinking for his career. Like, Kane is good enough that he should be winning a title. He should be winning something.
I know.
You know what I mean? He should be like, he's a prolific, like the free kick today, that was class.
Yeah,
and you look at Tottenham, like, I watched their game midweek. I also watched their game today. It's like they're a different team when he's on there, when he's on the field. Mm-hmm. They're a totally different team. It's crazy how your striker is the same player advancing the ball. Like, I just don't understand. Yeah, it's like crazy. Like, Son looks so lost when Kane is not there. He's not playing alongside Kane. So it's crazy. I think Kane needs, because he's at that 28 years old. Like, he's 28 years old. Mm-hmm. And he's at that point in his career whereby this is his last big contract. Because who's going to start paying for a 30-year-old who is injury prone? Because Kane's going to miss like 1 or 2 months a season of the season. So it's like, don't get me wrong, he's still a good buy, but he's got to do it like this season. If not, I think that he's going to like wave that train by.
Kane, from what I watched part of that, remember when he had that behind the scenes like series on Tottenham
on Amazon?
Yeah, it was like
all
the title of it now. I can't remember.
Is it All for One?
Yeah, all in one.
All in one. Yeah, that's so dope though. Too. That was actually pretty interesting. Yeah,
honestly, I like Mourinho more after watching that documentary. But anyway, from what what I picked up from like his mannerisms or whatever, I'm not a freaking psychiatrist or anything, but he seems like a lifer to me, man. He seems like a lifer. I think he's some guys they'll just stick it out no matter what. And
Yeah,
especially with
it's like
Tottenham.
Totti, right? Totti was the same, and I don't
Yeah,
think Totti would be a legend in Italy, but I don't think when you think about the new generation of fans and just the global like fan base, I don't think Totti really solidified his name because he didn't really win anything. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
the
And
whole time.
but he was one of the best players of his generation.
Yeah,
But most people would not know that because he never really won anything. He was never like on the biggest. Yeah, he was in the World Cup for Italy and stuff, but never like on the biggest stages. Actually, he
yo,
did win the World Cup. He won the World Cup.
yo, what do
So
you what do you think about this? So I'll talk about this with my brother in regards to
yeah,
basketball, right? So do you remember Andrew Wiggins?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Whatever happened to him?
so let me
He
tell you.
was
So
so.
so Andrew Wiggins coming into the NBA was like he was the shit. Like he was going number one. He got his own signature shoe within like a couple years. He was gonna be next LeBron, the next dude, right? Because he's just a nasty athlete, right? He
Yeah,
just comes into the league. First couple of seasons, he's playing well, but like you can tell, he's not really giving 100%. He's trying to pad his stats, not doing anything that's too like extenuating. He's not winning enough games. Like it's just not working out. He
yeah,
plays really well for next season after that. He gets a huge contract, like a maximum contract they can give him. They give him the maximum contract, right? And every year after that, he's been getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, even though he's approaching his prime. And the whole thing was like, maybe some guys, like these players are human beings too, right? Maybe
yeah,
some guys aren't really concerned with winning. They don't really give a shit. Maybe they're just like, I want to make a bunch of money. I'm good at
yeah,
this particular sport. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. I make my money. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not
yeah.
saying
That's
that.
true.
I'm not saying that's what Kane is. Like he clearly works really hard and stuff, but I think not all players have the same kind of drive that you think they would have. Right,
Yeah.
making millions of dollars and playing in the Premier League might be good enough for a lot of people. It'd be good enough for me, man. So,
Oh yeah, trust me. Hey, it'll be enough for me,
hey,
man. I can retire you and your generation still. But yeah, you know what? But I think Kane, he comes off as let me not say like a soft guy, you know what I mean? Like you think about what remember that on the show, all or nothing, whatever it was, all or nothing
yeah,
show on Amazon Prime. Yeah, where Mourinho brings him into the office and
all
says,
or
I want
nothing.
to
Yeah,
make you a star. I want to make you the
yeah,
franchise player, And he kind of looks there, it's like, okay, sure. It's like I want to do it.
yeah. I remember that.
It's like I want
I
to
remember
do.
that.
It's like,
Oh,
yo, you should be hyped, man. But I think he's a good leader. I think he's a good leader. I think he's in that same. I think he's caught between two worlds, whereby he's given his all to Tottenham. He's played for Tottenham ever since, like his whole career,
yeah,
and Tottenham has come so close under Poch, but getting to
yeah.
the UEFA Champions
Champions
League
League.
finals, finishing second in the league. So I think for him, he's like, we've been there before. I think
Mhm.
we can do it again. And I
Yeah,
think because of that, you get put in that trap. Like Steven Gerrard, for example. Yeah, Steven Gerrard was from Liverpool, but and I think the fact that he won the Champions League with Liverpool is what kept him there
yeah. I think
his
so too.
whole
He was
career. I
supposed
feel
to.
like if he did not win the Champions League, he might have maybe his last two seasons probably just done, like what Thierry Henry did and just
Well, he
cashed
did. He
in
did though.
Barca.
He went to well, not the Barca. He went to the MLS or something in the last couple of seasons of his career.
No, I'm saying like how Thierry Henry was like, I need to win the Champions League, man. What the
Oh
hell?
yeah,
Is
yeah,
going on?
yeah.
Remember when he went to that Barcelona team that had
Yeah,
Ronaldinho,
exactly.
Messi, like holy cow, like
Exactly.
craziness.
They
Yeah,
had Eto still then. It was
yeah.
just disgusting.
No, Eto had gone to Inter Milan.
Did you have Eto then? Was it just been
Did they
Javi
have, no, they
and
didn't have Eto. No, I don't think they did. I
okay,
think
yeah,
Eto
wow.
was his replacement. I mean, he was Eto's replacement.
No, Eto's replacement was Ibrahimovic because they did a swap deal.
Oh,
Remember?
true.
Because Ibra was on Inter and they swapped them around and they gave cash additionally for
Oh,
Ibra.
true.
So
Really? Are you
I think
sure
Eto
about
might have
that?
been there.
No, Ibra was like way before that, man.
They swapped. Let me see it right here.
Because I think
So,
did Thierry Henry go when did Thierry Henry go? Did he go after Inter Milan won the Champions League with Mourinho?
who? Ibra?
Yeah, no, Eto.
Eto. I'm
I
not
mean, sorry,
sure.
did Thierry Henry go to Barca before or after Inter Milan won the UEFA Champions League?
After 100%, because Inter won it. Inter won it with Mourinho, and when he went there, I'm pretty sure Mourinho was already managing Chelsea. I think it was
Yeah.
definitely after. I think it was definitely after. But I looked it up. Ibrahimovic completed 46 million euro transfer to Barcelona from Inter Milan on 5-year contract, with Samuel Eto'o and Alexander Hleb moving to San Siro.
Hleb, oh jeez, I can't
Remember Hleb? Remember Hleb?
Hleb from Arsenal. Yeah, I do remember that.
I think the Kane situation is like RVP. That's what I think. Like he's at that RVP stage right now, because RVP was leading the league in goals, dominating with Arsenal. They never won anything. I think they came second with him once as well. And then he said he was 31 or 30. He said, "Screw it, I'm done. I'm trying to win something." And he left. I think he's at that kind of stage now, where either you make a left at this light or make a right. You got to pick one now.
Yeah, I was watching. It's called the. Have you seen that on Netflix? It's like the. I don't know if it's Netflix. So I think it's Crave.
Mm.
It's It's called. I think it's not the book. It's called like the Coach Book or something like that.
I don't have Crave.
Sorry.
I don't have Crave.
Oh, true. Yeah, literally is a show that it's about like the legendary coaches, franchise coaches from like all the different sports. So you look at the coach that trained the Williams sisters. You look at Jose was on there as well. Mm-hmm. So each coach has their own episode. Same with Phil Jackson. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And just the Playbook. That's what it's called. The Playbook.
It's on Netflix too. It's on Netflix.
Is it on Netflix? Okay, maybe it is Netflix. Yeah, it is Netflix. Yeah, the Playbook. Yeah, that's
like
actually
Doc Rivers is like
Doc. Yeah. He's on there for Boston. Yeah, and the one line that Mourinho said to me that really resonated with me, and I think that's something that anyone has to take with them, over in your career and whatever. Was he said at the time when he wanted to go, he was caught between a rock and a hard place after he had just won the Champions League with Inter Milan, and then Real Madrid comes calling. And he didn't want to leave Inter because he had a good time that he had just won the treble or, with them. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but he said the one thing that they say in Portugal is, the train never stops at the same station twice. Never stops at the station twice. No, not the same. Sorry, he just said the train never stops at the station twice. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty deep. Sometimes the opportunity is right there. You just gotta go for it. You just gotta go for it. And I think that's where Kane is right now. Is the opportunity is there, man. United is calling. City is calling too, because City needs a striker. I don't know if City will go for Kane just because of his age.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he will go, but I can see them getting Haaland very soon.
Yeah, Haaland. I read somewhere. I think next year he has like that $60 million release, not dollars, 60 million euro release clause.
Yeah.
But if you want to get him before that, you're paying 100+ million off the top for Kane or for Haaland. You're paying 100+ million to pull that guy in 100%.
But City has the money, man. They're probably just going to use that money from the Premier League and just and just pay it up. City has money. They've won enough in the last 10 years. Sorry?
They have that Sané money. They sold Sané to Bayern Munich. They have that money still there.
Oh, yeah. They haven't. How much did they?
Oh, actually, they spent it on Diaz, right? Yeah, it's like 50 mil for Diaz. It's a lot of money.
Which is, that's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's not bad. He's a good center back. Sometimes with those Portuguese center backs, you're a little bit like, I don't know, but it's working out well for them.
Yeah.
Remember what's that guy's name? They had a bunch of other Portuguese center backs coming in that were just
like at City.
Yeah, they had
the
guy from Porto, Blackman from Porto, Mangala. They had him.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was awful. There's a few other Portuguese ones. I can't think off the top of my head, but it was like 3 straight that came into City as center backs, and they're all just straight garbage. They're all garbage. Awful.
You know what though, and that's a lot of European, a lot of like players from other European leagues have kind of said that about the EPL. It's very physical, right?
Yeah, very
Um,
physical.
doesn't mean that it's a better league. It's just a physical. It's just very physically demanding,
Mhm.
And I think that's why you look at your Thiagos. They're struggling in this league. You look at a lot of technical players. Is either you make it or you don't. You
Mhm.
either sink or swim kind of thing. And the technical players that make it are your KDBs, your Pogbas,
Mhm.
those are the guys that they're just like world class. You know what I mean? But when you look at it in general, there's a lot of technical players have come and just shat the bed just because it's
Yeah.
a bit much.
Honestly, that brings me into Kai Havertz, man. Like when I was watching,
Exactly. Nice transition, man.
I
I
know,
was
man.
actually just about to transition to Chelsea, so that
Listen,
definitely.
honestly, I should be sitting in your chair, man. I'm just letting you. I'm coming for your job.
Yo, man. Hey, it's an open channel, so it's
Yeah,
just free flow.
I was saying with Kai, like when I was watching like I watched like full games. Like there was so much speculation about him
Yeah,
coming to Chelsea for so long. I was like, yo, this is definitely happening. Let me watch some of these games because they were still in the Europa League. I was
yeah,
watching him play for Leverkusen. This dude was just gliding, bro. It didn't seem like he was even touching them. He was just gliding past people, touch, poke it away, come around the side. End to end, it was very fast. 6'2", good build, good everything. Like, yo, this guy's freaking amazing. We got a
yeah,
gem. We got a freaking gem. Like, it's gonna work out perfectly. And I think just based on the Premier League's like physicality and how little time you have on the ball before
yeah,
somebody from freaking Wolves attacks you, right? Like you have to get rid of it quickly, and he wasn't used to that, right? So exactly what the same thing you were saying, man. It's not that it's better or worse. It's just different, right? Just
yeah.
different.
But I think, and it also is not often like it's. I think you have to have the right coach as well
Yeah,
too. Like
yeah,
you look at anyone that's technical that goes to a city, they'll excel. You know what I mean? Just because of the way City plays, you can't even get close to them. Like
I know.
at some point, they were just walking. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy part of City is they play so efficiently.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen a team. Well, apart from that Barca team,
Oh
from
man.
the classic Barca team, I haven't seen a team that plays so efficiently. Like apart from what's his name, Sterling, I don't really see any City player that actually runs.
I know. Yeah.
They
They
just
don't.
glide. They just glide
They just
through
walk.
from the goalie to defenders. They just glide their way through, and it's crazy how they play. It's amazing, man. But yeah, how you feeling now, man? That Chelsea is in a good run of form. You guys actually do have a proper coach. Not that not that Frank wasn't a proper coach. I just felt like he wasn't ready for that job.
Yeah. No. It feels good, man. It feels good, bro. To be honest. I feel like a weight's both off my shoulders. No, shout out Frank. Now that he's gone, like like much respect. You did your best. You're on your way. It's all good. Like with that. But Tuchel, like it's only been a few games. I think it's been four in total. 1-3, drew one, which is the first
Yeah,
game. We're not scoring bags of goals, right? Not scoring a bunch of goals, but our defense looks really strong. Looks
yeah,
really strong. We have a lot of possession of the ball, and he's really tinkering around with the formations. I don't think he's found the right one just yet. It's just still kind of merging things. For example, this guy played Hudson Odoi at right back. He played
yeah.
Hudson Odoi
I
at right
do.
back.
That was the game. That was the second game, right? Against
Second game, yeah, Premier League
yeah,
game against that's was it Sheffield United? Maybe Sheffield United.
yeah. I think it
Yeah,
was Sheffield. Yeah,
insane, and he played well. He was almost one man of the match at
yeah,
right back. So he clearly like he's seeing something in these players. He's trying to find the right mix. He hasn't played Ziyech yet, which is which is a little bit worrying. I think
that's crazy. I
hasn't
think he
touched the
doesn't he
field.
usually play with two DMs. I thought I thought the goal was for him to play Conte and Ziyech
Oh
together.
no, Ziyech plays way further off the pitch, right? Ziyech is more like
Oh, I thought Ziyech was supposed to be more like a CM that could kind of like a Henderson.
oh no.
Oh, okay.
Great. Typically, like when Ziyech was in Ajax, he played on the right wing, or he played as a
Yeah,
cam, right? He's really attacking player. Like he doesn't really track back. He doesn't do any of that. He's more like one of those skilled attacking players.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think based on kind of like I think it might have to do with his size and kind of like do you see the way? Remember the way Ozil used to play?
Yeah.
Right, just like doesn't want like not too confrontational. Just wants to touch the ball here, touch the ball there. We come
Just slow.
around.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
just
just don't
moving.
try to stress me, man. Don't try to stress me. I'm here to play. Don't touch me, type of thing.
Yeah.
Ziyech is kind of similar to that. You know, really elegant, really really like skillful. And I think with the kind of robust system he wants to play, I don't think it really works with Ziyech because you can't play Ziyech at a right wing back. He doesn't want
Yeah.
to play
No,
too far off
definitely
the
not.
pitch. So he's trying to find the right spot for him. Havertz has played a few games, been out injured, but he's playing a lot better. Werner, he hasn't scored as of yet, but he had a nice assist. It looks better. It looks better than
No, he looks like there's more purpose to his
yeah.
because that was the one thing that I found with Frank Lampard. It just felt like nobody had a purpose. There was no one had a responsibility and purpose on that team. Is
I
like,
know.
what is your role? Sorry, I'm not necessarily purpose. What is your role on the team? And I could kind of see where, like when he won that penalty, I forgot who you guys played.
Yeah,
Where,
I think it was Listeners. One of those teams, but he won a penalty.
yeah, one of those teams. Yeah, it's like his movements were much better
Yeah, way
than
better.
our team all season. Like that was much better of movement. So I can kind of see whereby, you know what, he might not, and I think he might just turn him into like a Neymar kind of striker. I think that might end up being his best, and then try to figure out if he can get like a real proper number 9 that is just going to be
Exactly.
in the box. You know.
That's the facts. That's actually the facts. Because I said this before when I was on here last. When Werner was banging out those goals, he was playing in the front too. He was playing with
Yeah.
a real like target man there, where he could kind of just spin off, run in behind him. You know, get the ball, turn it behind him. He needs somebody there to kind of activate his if this is even a word, his Wernerness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody else there next to him. And I think when Werner is at his best, besides Kante, he's our best player. Like if you really think about it, he scored 33 goals in one season for the Champions League and the league.
Bundesliga, yeah.
Yeah, like he's a prolific scorer. You need to do whatever we can to get this guy at his best because he can really drag us forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Mount is playing a 10 out of 10 game, we might still lose that game. If Werner is playing 10 out of 10, we could be up 2-3-0. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
so it's a higher, threshold. I'm probably rambling here a bit, but yeah, they're playing a little bit better. Conte's coming back now too, which is a plus. He's not interested in playing Zuma. Tuchel is not.
Which I'm
having
so surprised, man.
Not having it, man. Weird,
Wow, it's crazy because I used to like Rudiger as well, and Zuma. I think Zuma is okay. I don't rate him as much. I don't rate him so much, but I thought he was a solid defender.
Yeah,
I'm actually pretty surprised that Tuchel is not.
Yeah, he's not
Doesn't fancy him at all.
He's not interested in Zuma. Even when Thiago Silva went off injured in one of our last games, he brought on Christensen. I haven't seen Christensen play in months. So yeah, he's not interested in that. He's given Kepa a few minutes as well, trying to build up his confidence too. But yeah, the team's looking good. Really good, looking strong. And I'm actually I want to see us play a tough team, just to really confirm it because
I think that. I think we're coming up soon, man. I'm nervous now.
Oh, we have you guys.
I think don't we have you guys next weekend?
I'm into it right here.
I know we have you guys pretty soon. I'm just
February 28th.
Yeah, which is basically not just next weekend coming.
2 weeks.
End of the month, yeah. So
2 weeks. Yeah, we have.
Man, it's so crazy. Just like how many weeks ago, I was actually looking forward to playing Chelsea, and now it's like I'm not even looking forward to playing you guys because I just don't know what the shit show is gonna be.
How the tables have turned, Joshua. How the tables have turned.
I know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But that's good though. Like I'm really happy. And that was the thing, like I said too with Chelsea was I don't know if you remember the last recording that we had, and I said, when I watch Chelsea play, it reminds us like I'm watching Manchester United. The difference is we had players that were stepping up and winning us games.
Facts.
Yeah. Now it's been how many games with Chelsea? 4 games, and you can already see a difference. Now I'm now comparing United to Tottenham. I see Tottenham play. Well, that was always a comparison. That was always a comparison. But the difference is United, we still have individuals that are bailing us out last minute, whatever that's McTominay coming off an extra time, whatever it is. Like, we seem to just have unlimited supply of people who can finish.
What happens when all that it's not luck, I guess. It's what happens when those guys can't bail you out then?
Momentum. I guess it's momentum. I don't know what it is yet.
But then what was that last goal he scored? He scored an outside the box shot to win the game. It's insane.
The control, bro. I don't know if you remember, like, it was a clearance. It was like a clearance. The guy cleared it out. The ball went up, and then he just controlled it, dribbled the one guy with his left foot. Like, I'm like, holy cow. But he's injured now, and we've already started seeing the loopholes already, because now he's been injured I think he's coming back in 3 weeks. And now the 2 games that we've played, we've seen that it's just been, there's no creativity whatsoever. But anyways, I don't know, man. I think, like, I've been one of the fans that haven't, this season really kind of showed me that Ole is not the man for the job long term. I think he's done a great job. He's done a great job so far, but I don't think he is long term. Like, that game against West Ham, oh my goodness. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? Like, the performances have just been so poor, and then now it's getting more and more boring. Like, they've been poor, but I think now it's just like absolutely boring. And then you have like your Van de Beek that just can't seem to break into that team.
Yeah, you don't want to play him. Why did you?
Did you see that? Did you see that clip? I'm sure you're probably at work, but it was crazy because at halftime in that game, the pundits on Bean Sports kept saying, Ole has to figure out a way for this kid. This kid is too good to not be playing regular football. And that's, as a coach, you need to figure out, you got to figure him out. And it was crazy. I think it was like the 70th minute, which is like clockwork from Ole. Was still a deadlock. The camera zooms on him when Ole is trying to make a sub. The subs get up Bruno and McTominay, and they just zoomed in on Van de Beek, and you could just see his face, just like, when like a kid is basically saying in his heart, "Please not me, please not me," and was him off. And it's just like, oh my, we're trying to win this game, right? And it's like, yeah, McTominay won us the game, which was great, but it's like you keep making this silly like like in a coach making like substitutions that don't make sense, but it ends up working out, so everyone kind of forgets it. But the reality is, when you're watching, it's like these subs are not making sense, and he keeps doing that. And it's the same clockwork. Is if we have like his favorites, like his McTominay, Bruno deserves a stat because Bruno is Bruno. Your McTominay, Bruno, and Rashford. If all 3 are on the field playing, Ole is not making a sub. And Luke Shaw, not making a sub. But the moment that Beak is playing and Greenwood is playing, guaranteed to be subbed. Because you know who's on the bench. McTominay's on the bench, or Rashford's on the bench, or Bruno's on the bench. So you know it's a guaranteed sub. And Tom made a great point is I've never seen a coach substitute a wing back as often as Ole.
I know, yeah.
Telles is playing. He's like our most attacking guy, whipping crosses in the middle, whipping crosses into the box, and Ole's taking him out. I'm like, is that the person you should be taking out to bring on Luke Shaw to do what? It's just like you're bringing someone else to just cancel out the next It's like, I'm done, man. Like, I'm like Chelsea. You guys were smart enough, man. You guys have an owner that was smart enough to not be sold by this legend dream. I think Arsenal is still dealing with that. United is still dealing with that, man. And then maybe Tottenham can say they're still dealing with that in the legend in Mourinho. Yeah. But I'm just done with this, like, because you're a legend of the club, man, that gives you the right to, you know what I mean, to coach a team like a club that's big. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad, man. But there's still a lot of fans out there that are supporting this kid. I mean, Ole.
Ole, yeah.
Oh, he's second in the league.
Yeah, man. There's some guys who they'll never away from Ole. Even with Lampard here, there were guys. Remember we lost. What was it, 4-0 to City? There's still Lampard, he has a plan. We need to wait. They'll never admit it, man. They'll never admit
Yeah,
it.
man. I'm like, what? I'm like, what project? I'm like, Ole is like, when Ole talks in press conferences, I'm like, this guy should run for like prime minister, man. This guy is a politician at best, man. False promises. We're gonna be in a goddamn project for the next 10 years, man. We're gonna be in some project. We're gonna keep rebuilding. I'm like, you're just buying yourself time out here, bro. This is not what project. You know what I mean? The club is just trying to save money, not to spend money on players, and then the coach wants to protect his job, so he's protecting the board, and we'll keep listening to this whole project. But I don't see it when this team steps out. There's nothing training. Yeah,
I already know they're not paying Ole shit. I already know that from off the start. They didn't have to pay him. They're probably paying him peanuts because to him, managing Manchester United is like the be all and end all. I think every game that Ole manages Man United is a blessing for him. He's playing with house money at this point, right? Like,
someone actually said that. It feels like, Ole is happy to be there, man.
He's happy to be there. What's the issue?
Ole is happy to be there, bro. And there's a lot of fans that are happy to have a legend, directing the club. I know what's crazy. You know what's crazy because a lot of fans say, "Oh, Ole's doing the best job that anybody else has done." Recruitment-wise, yes, he has. But results-wise, he's breaking individual stats. 100 games as a coach, unbeaten run, or those stats are great. But you're just like the next guy who is just stat padding. But what have you done for the team? You know what I'm saying? Like Mourinho. Not that I want Mourinho back, not by any chance. No, but at least Mourinho in 3 seasons, he won us 2 trophies, and we finished second.
Yep.
So when you kind of look at it, though, I think sometimes the buzz, like you said, it's never as bad as it is, and it's never as good as it is. And I think that's the issue with United is, yes, it's not as bad. It could be worse. We could be Arsenal that is 10th in the league. We could be, Liverpool that's struggling. We could be those teams. So yeah, it could always be worse, right? But at the same time, I just feel like it's not as good as the picture is being painted out to be. Like, it's actually not that good because, it seems like, Ole, we hit first place, first time since 2013. People can put stats in your face to fit an agenda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to me, when you actually break it down, all our players have gotten worse. Literally, all our players have gotten worse. Like, Martial was bagging goals, can't seem to find the net.
That's a weird one.
Rashford hasn't improved. His decision-making is still poor. He's still doing whatever he wants. Yeah, he scores here and there. You have Greenwood, came out amazing last season. Yeah, now he's gone. You know what I mean? You look around the team, everybody just seems to be slowly dropping in levels.
Except for Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno's Bruno, man. But Bruno has also he's dipped in form. His in-game performances have been crap. But that's what I said. We have individuals. He's still, Bruno has that heart of a champion. Is that no matter how crap he's playing, he's still gonna try to force something. You know what I mean? But for 90 minutes, he's struggling. You know what I'm saying? So I think the whole team is struggling, man. And I feel like we haven't seen the best of Bruno. We haven't seen the best of a lot of these guys because we haven't had a proper manager to actually coach them. You know what I mean? So what do you think about actually this was a good question before we wrap up. So we had this whole debate about the young stars, like the young stars in the league. So how would you rank this? It was Phil Foden.
Okay, I like Foden.
Phil Foden, Greenwood,
okay,
Hudson-Odoi, and Saka from Arsenal. How would you rank them based on skill?
Okay. Based on do you mean like who's gonna be better after 10
Like
years?
just who do you think just on skill, like what you've seen from all
Oh, okay.
four players?
Yeah. Okay. I think it's Foden has to go number one. I think Foden has to go number one. I like Greenwood. Saka to me, he's like playing like a wing back position, and Arsenal they're just so poor. I can't justify putting him there. So I go Foden, Greenwood, Hudson-Odoi.
Ooh, and Saka. That's crazy. Everyone seems to be ranking Saka low. I think.
I think that Arsenal team, they're so poor to watch. It's just hard to watch them play. And yeah, I get it. Like, he really bombs down that wing, and he's good with the ball at his feet. But
Yeah.
I think Foden is on a different level. Hudson-Odoi has a higher ceiling, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, there's a higher ceiling. And then Greenwood, the fact that he's both-footed, like he hit it with both feet, just puts him in another stratosphere. So I have to put him at the bottom. That's just me.
Yeah, that's actually true. You know what? I'm just in terms of current form, I definitely will put Phil Foden there. Then I would definitely put Greenwood and Hudson-Odoi. Actually, I don't know, man. I like Saka a lot, but I think you're right. I think Saka still has a lot to learn to his game. But for him to be carrying a team like Arsenal is yeah. But you know what? You know the one argument though, like someone made that was really good because I had this in the group chat and we're arguing about like, yo, man, about like Phil Foden, especially the last game that they had against Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he played great that game.
Yeah, he played amazing. Even today, man, he was pretty nice today. But I think someone made a great point. It's kind of unfair because Phil Foden, out of the four of them, is the only person that has had stability in his career, starting his career. You look at coming out the youth team to Pep Guardiola, whereby everything is stringing in, and Pep used to just bring him on, no pressure.
Yeah,
when Phil Foden would come on the field, it was just to play, get experience. Versus when the likes of Greenwood, Saka, and Hudson-Odoi are coming on, they're coming on to change the game because nothing is going right. So there's so much pressure on them already before they even kick the ball. Versus, and you look at their development as well. So, like I said, when you have Pep guiding you, walking you through everything, versus Greenwood chopping and changing. Today he's playing left wing. Tomorrow he's playing number 9. The next day he's a center forward, for crying out loud. And then you have Saka. One day he's playing wing back. The next day he's playing midfield. The next day he's playing. It's just all over the place. Same Hudson-Odoi, the exact same argument. So I think as much as Phil Foden is the star player right now among all four of them, it's hard to discredit the rest because it's like if Greenwood had the same training and development as Phil Foden, where would they be? Where would he be?
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a hard one. But I think for now, I think Phil Foden I think he'll be starting for England in the Euros.
Yeah, Foden is the guy. But even a shout out to Jack Grealish as well. Even though he's a little bit older, I think Grealish is better than all these guys, maybe even combined. I think one of the best players.
No, I think like right now, based on form, I would say Grealish is probably like top 2 in the EPL right now.
100%.
Based on form, yeah.
100%. I go onto the zone and I turn on freaking Villa. I don't care what they're playing. I just turn on to watch Grealish. It's great to watch. It's nuts. It's freaking nuts. I've watched Villa more times than any other team besides Chelsea.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Villa I've watched a lot. And West Ham. I've watched West Ham a lot.
West Ham's good. Yeah.
I've watched West Ham a lot. Everton has been good too. Like that, like I would say from like 5th to like 9th. I've been watching them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had some good games, man. I think it goes back to what we said about what was it that we said? Yeah, it goes back to what we said about how it seems like there is the big teams are being coached by your mom's calling.
Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, he just had to step out, but we're pretty much wrapping the show pretty soon. So, guys, please, for those of you that were tuned in, those of you that are watching, please continue to smash the like button. Please continue to subscribe. Please continue to share the video. It means a lot to the channel. It means a lot to us. So that way we can continue to provide you with new content. Monday, which will be 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Canada. And that would be, I believe, your 6 p.m. GMT in the UK, and then 7 p.m. Paris time. Monday, we'll be doing the Champions League recap, because Champions League is officially back as of this week. So that's going to be very exciting to see that. So, but anyways, guys, please leave your comments on what you thought about the 2 games today. Tottenham versus Man City, and also Liverpool versus Leicester City as well. Let us know what your thoughts were. But yeah, man, till next time, guys. This is gonna be it for the show. We've talked for over an hour, so but yeah, like I said, guys, for those of you that have tuned in, those of you that have liked this video, please, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Those of you that have watched, please smash the like button. Please share. Please subscribe. And we'll see you on Monday. Take care.